Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke fest.
What do we got? What do we got?
Classic rando.
All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard for this edition of the Brothers Hack the Matrix. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere, and I get to welcome back from his whirlwind 2-week tour on the outskirts of Dallas, the Hylunder. What's up?
Part unknown.
How you doing, man? It's good to see
I'm
you.
doing good, man. It's good to be back. You know, we got the beard in full freaking going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
man.
winter beard is in full effect.
I see that. That you are Santa Claus, bro, with the Scully on. Santa
No
Claus
doubt,
with the
man.
Scully. What's up?
No doubt,
You
man.
you need a red and green Scully, bro. You need one of those, dude.
You know what? They have one. They just came out. And you know what? Every time I click on the Boston Skyline link, they send me links to their new hats.
Mhm.
And they came out with a Kris Kringle hat.
Yes, Kris Kringle. That's awesome.
I may have to get one of those. I don't know.
Totally awesome. Show off the axe, bro. People want the axe.
Okay, so the axe is, everybody's seen this one before. This is the single cut, open pickups. It's got the burst on it. Yeah, you can get a good idea of it right there.
Yeah.
It's nice. It is really, it's become my favorite guitar. It's
Yeah.
got the weight relief, but it really it kicks ass. It really does. So I'm really happy with this one.
Very cool.
So what's up with you, man? The mural that you put on Excalibur,
Yeah,
awesome, dude.
absolutely.
Awesome.
I know you want me to show this off, so let me go and
Yeah,
grab it
do
real
that,
quick.
man.
Hang on, let's see. I know I got a picture of it here pretty quick here that I can find. Here we go. I got to find the right one though. One where it's finished. There we go. There we go. We'll go ahead and throw that up there and do a little bit of this. Bear with me. I know we got dead air. I don't want to hear it. You
Not
wanted
yet.
to see
Still
this.
talking. You're still working on. There it
There
is.
you go.
There it
That's the
is.
finished product.
That is badass, bro.
Yeah, it actually it really didn't take that long. I spent 8 hours a day for a week during my little staycation, and that got it done basically. The big problem was now you got to remember I haven't painted on glass in a long time, and if you don't have anything in front behind that glass for the light of a projector to shine onto, it goes right through it.
Sure.
And so I tried getting some sheets and putting it back there. It just, nothing I did would work. So, because what I wanted to do, if you guys can see my cursor, what I wanted to do is I just wanted to prime the area the sign was going to go on. And that was it. So no matter what I did, I couldn't get the damn picture up there. So what I did was I ended up, you see where that bar is on the top there?
Yeah.
I ended up doing a big ass fucking rectangle of priming that whole part of the window, and then coming back with razor scrapers and taking out the
wow,
primer
dude.
that wasn't used. And actually, I mean, it was kind of tedious at first, but once, you know, it's the first time I've done something like this. I painted on glass when we were kids at that arcade, if you remember, but I did all of that free. I did all that freehand. I didn't have to draw any of it. So this you can't do that with. It's got to be exact. It's lettering and everything. But yeah. Chris loved it. He thought it was great. Christian Delome says, "Hello, boys. We just finished supper. Perfect timing." Yeah, man. My brother's back. We've been on hiatus because of Thanksgiving and some other things. But yeah, I enjoyed doing it for him. Of course, I love Excalibur. You know, I love Mark, who we grew up with. He was mentioning how after when I was in the Army, you guys actually got together and played some guitar and stuff. He seems to remember you having a guitar and everything.
Yeah, I think he came around the house one time. It was that guitar that you gave me, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we talked the guitar, and I know back then he was a big fan of George Lynch from Dawkins, who was it's still one of my favorites. Really is good. So yeah.
Oh, you should see what he listens to now. The last time he was over at my house when we were having beers, we started YouTube, and I started showing him some funny stuff. He was showing me a bunch of European metal bands that just amazing sounding bands, but it's not in English, you know.
There's a lot of German band. A lot of those bands like speed metal bands, and it's like an orchestra type metal now with a lot of magical themes and shit like that. And there's so many different genres out there, dude. But the Europeans are always cutting edge, doing shit over there. I've got a good friend, David Long. He's from Germany, and he's coming out with his single pretty soon, actually. But he's in that same kind of genre of like orchestra type metal.
Yeah.
It's really fast paced, but it's really intricate stuff. It's if you're into that thing, as the older I've got, I've gravitated more to stuff like the old Bad Company used to sound, just the old
just rock and roll with some blues feel to it occasionally. And I know what you like, man. Yeah, absolutely. Christian says, my wife Melanie says hi, and we're gonna let you say hi back to her for us. We don't double dip, you know what I'm saying?
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers, boys and girls. Have a cocktail of choice. What are you sipping on tonight? I see a little bourbon there.
This is Detroit Distillery put this out. Detroit whiskey.
Cool.
When Kim was up in Detroit, I guess they closed down their offices up there in Detroit.
I have to tell you about a show that some friends of mine got started. It's called Bourbon and Boarding. It's a hockey show, and they're drinking.
What?
Yes. One of my friends, his name is That 70s Rock Fan. He started it with another guy we know named Brahma Bull. And Brahma Bull is a fan of the Rockies, the current champs. Okay. And I can't remember who 70s. Oh, 70s is he's Canadian. Well, actually,
no, it's the Avalanche, right?
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, whoever the champs are.
No, man, you got to be specific when you're talking about.
Be specific. Okay.
The Rockies,
the Colorado Avalanche. That's it. Yeah. The Rockies are the baseball team. I'm sorry, I forgot. But that 70s fan is a Dallas fan. He lives in Canada. He's Scottish. Check this out. He's Scottish, lives in Canada, but used to live in Dallas on a visa, on a work visa. Really? And he's a big Dallas Stars fan.
Dallas Stars, I just checked. They're in the first place in the Western Conference.
Yeah. But if you ever want to get on there and be in the chat and represent the Bruins, man, do it. They do it on at 10 o'clock on, I think it's 10 o'clock on Friday nights. I'm at work, so I just head into the chat and say hi to them. But they do it at 10 o'clock on That 70s Rock Fans channel. The one I always stream at on Mondays. That's the guy.
Very cool. Very cool.
Definitely check that out. Okay. We got to get to it, boys and girls. You know what's up. The real producer of this show, Al Pacino, has questions.
What do we got? What do we got?
Well, you know what we got. We got the top of the heap, boys and girls. That's what we got. We got the top of the heap. It's the top of the heap, the cream of the crop. You know what's going on over here.
Top of the heap.
We gotta check in on everything and see what's going on.
I hate to be the poor bastard at the bottom of these piles.
At the bottom of that pile, it's gotta suck.
For fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake. And of course, we always check in on Mother Russia versus Ukraine. We're not talking about the World Cup either, boys and girls. We're looking at the war at a glance. on looks like they haven't even updated it for today. How nice is that, huh?
That's awesome.
Yikes. The
Glance.
last news we got is the 30th. Russia-Ukraine war at a glance. What we know on day 281 of the invasion.
This is how you know they're losing interest now. They're just losing interest. They're not even bothering to update the page now.
Let's see. Russia-Ukraine war at a glance. What we know on day 281 of the invasion. Blast at Kiev's embassy in Madrid. Injures staff member. 9 people killed in fires that heat homes in Ukraine. What the hell? Wow. Wow. They attacked them somewhere else in Madrid, Spain. That's crazy. That is crazy. Ukraine's military said Russia had pulled some troops from towns on the opposite banks of the Dnieper River from, Kherson city. The first official Ukraine report of a Russian withdrawal.
If they wanted them not to be butchered, they need to spell them correctly.
Yeah, right. English. I'm expecting English from a Ukraine and Russian story, right?
Sorry. You're on the world stage now, man. Right. English, please.
All right. But you know what's mostly prominent, most of the stories we were talking about this week is Chinese. The Chinese.
Yeah.
Chinese leadership mourns insurmountable loss of Jiang Zemin as former president dies, age 96.
96. Like, Mom says, he was ready to go. So I've talked to Mom about some people that how old was he?
Well, he was ready to go. What the hell?
Classic rando.
Damn, man. I'll leave it to Mom, man.
Mom's going to tell you what it is, man. I'm telling you.
That's the thing about our mother. She is going to tell you what she thinks, no doubt. Hundreds of Chinese drones flying over D.C. Restricted airspace. What?
Yeah,
what
man.
The hell?
So, it just, I mean, look.
Toss Wolfen says, English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Do you speak it?
And Christian's backing me up about 70s. 70s is Scottish living in Canada, but they used to be the Rockies back in the 70s. Really? They were the Rockies?
Really? That's interesting, yeah.
They are the Avalanche since the mid-90s. Okay.
Right.
I thought it was just the baseball team as Rockies. But getting back to this story here.
We just learned something new today.
Yes, we did.
Muchas gracias.
Thanks to our boy. Oh, God, I got to clip that one. God, we're something right there.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. If you guys have never seen Zorro the Gay Blade, get a copy of it and watch it. It's hilarious. It's one of our favorite movies. But yeah, hundreds of drones, Chinese drones flying over DC restricted airspace. Let's see. Washington, D.C. in recent months, and officials are playing catch up to stop the foreign-made tech from spying on those restricted areas. What in the...
It's awesome that we're playing catch up. That's just, readiness is at the highest point.
Oh, man.
I mean, come on.
Are you kidding me?
Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
How embarrassing is that, dude? Oh, we got drones just flying over D.C. Oh, nobody noticed. Nobody knew nothing.
So our military has basically gone into Bill Paxton mode.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
What the fuck? Okay. They've got to do something about that. That's crazy. But they've been buying up land here in the States, and FBI investigation, outrageous Chinese police stations in U.S.
Yes, what? Bro. When you buy a huge tracts of land,
you
do what you want to do.
U.S. authorities are investigating claims that Chinese police are operating clandestine foreign stations in the United States. FBI Director Christopher Wray told a Senate hearing on Thursday. What in the... Just, wow. I'm living in a bad science
are the
fiction
biggest,
movie, dude.
Buyers of land here in the United States. And, look, we've positioned ourselves this way. We allowed foreign entities to come in and purchase land and develop land and to purchase, businesses and create their own businesses. And, hey.
Das Wolfen, my man John,
make sure that they follow the rule of law, though. I mean, we're not doing that. So,
Das Wolfen says this is what you get when the commander-in-chief has the attention span of a guppy and the brains the consistency of mashed potatoes. Yes.
Yes. Well, this whole Chinese movement, it didn't just start the last 2 years.
No, it didn't.
It's been going on a long time.
It's been going on a
Our
while.
political leaders are all about putting that money in their pockets, and we've allowed these foreign entities for a long time to come into our country and set up shop in our country. And now they're going to throw their hands up and go, oh, well, they're doing this, doing that. The only reason why that's all lip service. They know exactly what's going on because they're in partnership with them.
Yeah, it's a sad state.
Don't be fooled, people, man. Don't be fooled.
Yep, because a lot of people in the
failed by our own freaking leadership.
And a lot of them are.
They are, man.
For sure, dude. For sure. All right, let's see. What's the next one we got in the top of the heap? Oh, yeah. Here back in the States, lava flow from Mauna Loa. Yeah, I used to live in Hawaii, so I can actually pronounce this stuff. Mauna Loa is slowing down, but that's not the only possible hazard from Hawaii's dual volcano eruptions. Now, this story is from today, and the eruption started a couple of days ago. Lava spilling out of Hawaii's Mauna Loa volcano is slowing down, spreading, and not an immediate threat to people on the ground. But they're worried about some stuff over there, man.
I think the lava flow is approaching major highways and shit.
Yeah, it's a highway that it's getting close to. Yes,
civilization on volcanic islands, dude. I mean, shit's gonna erupt.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, eventually you're gonna, be.
You're gonna have to deal with the huge earthly zit that's gonna pop eventually.
Well, you're gonna be in
danger zone. Danger zone. Danger zone. Danger zone.
Danger zone. You end up in the danger zone, man. That's all he's doing. House passes Biden backed bill to avert rail strike. Now when we came on the air,
the government involved in a freaking strike?
Yeah,
on a privately owned business.
Yeah, that's well.
What the fuck? I mean, are they doing?
Now the president does get involved in negotiations of strikes between labor and management.
Why?
They do. Why? Well, they've always done well to try and keep the train on time, as they say. To
government
keep things moving.
Overreach. They have no business being into that negotiation at all. At all.
Well,
at all.
I hear you. I don't know where the story's at right now.
They come to an agreement.
They're still trying to avoid it, from what I understand. Let's see. Christian says, "Hey Joe, why does Hawaii and Alaska have interstates?" That's a good question. They just call the highways interstates, man, because in the continental 48, they do go state to state. But yeah, they are isolated. No doubt.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They got to get there.
They're called interstates, though, because they called all of them interstates, and they're built with federal money, not the state money. So yeah, that's the answer to that question there. Let's see. Small Time Republic is with us. Hey man, how you doing? Good to see you there, Matt. The government shouldn't be involved in student loans either. Yeah, no doubt. And he's still trying to get that done, isn't he?
They shouldn't. I mean, I remember when I went to college, there was at least 6 or 7 different sources you could go to, and even that was shrinking at that time for student loans. Now I think there may be one. And it's oversaw by that freaking federal government, man. They They are way out of control. I'm telling you, man. I mean, in these younger generations that are come up, they're not teaching the Constitution. They're not teaching the Bill of Rights. They're teaching how bad this country is.
Yeah.
And people are just willing to give up their freedoms to the government.
Yeah, it's a sad
And that
state of
didn't
affairs,
happen
man.
overnight either. That's been happening for a long time.
Right, it's been a slow progression, and it's coming to a head now, no doubt. Sporking News Podcast, how you doing? It's good to see you looking in there, bud. Yeah, Matt's saying hi to him, and hail, brother, hail right back at you. It's good to see you, man.
Brother.
Good
Hail, brother.
Okay,
Bang.
let's see what we got next on the hit parade here. We're still on top of the heap. Housekeeper hospitalized after contact with suspicious, powdery substance at luxury 5-star hotel. The entire 11th floor of the hotel was evacuated after the initial test. The housekeeper, or let's see. Allegedly left by a man who trespassed on the property illegally. The incident began on Sunday evening at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Manhattan. When the unnamed cocaine or cocaine? Get the Yale. Get the Yale. Get the Yale. Yeah, man. That's crazy. That is absolutely the room he entered had been vacant for several hours after a family who had been staying in the hotel since the 22nd checked out earlier in the morning. Authorities believe that the family, who had been allocated 5 room keys, may have dropped one of them while they were checking out.
They dropped one of their keys behind, you know what I'm saying?
Unbelievable, dude.
They let a bird fly away.
I hear you. All right. Well, boys and girls, that is the entirety of the top of the heap this time around.
Top of the heap.
We actually have a small one this time. So
let's
see. Dallas Wolfland says you can actually drive to Alaska, though. Granted, you do go through Canada, but you can drive there. Yes, you can. It is on the continent.
Yes, we can.
Christian says government overreach. Check out Canada. Commie Haven. Yeah, we know you got a dictator running that place. No doubt, man.
No doubt.
The truckers proved that. That's for sure. Speaking of cocaine, check out the trailer for Cocaine Bear. I kept hearing about that, and I did watch it. Danny, have you seen this thing?
I have not seen the trailer, but we've talked a lot about that at work. We're actually talking about it today, and I will definitely be checking that out.
If we got time, I'll throw it up, but I'm going to keep an eye on things tonight and not go too crazy. But yeah, Cocaine Bear, man.
It looks based on a real story, but
real incident.
It's founded on it. Instead of the bear dying, he becomes a freaking cocaine bear,
Yeah.
So
it looks like it's fun, dude. It looks like a fun movie. It does.
I'm down for that. That's what movies are supposed to be, fun,
right?
Dude. Forget reality unless it goes have some fun,
Oh, we got some news about that too. I told you about that at the beginning. There's some news in the movie section tonight in the Flix that you are going to enjoy, my friend. You are going to like a lot of that stuff.
Am I going to have the last laugh?
Probably. Let's see. Sporking News Podcast. Keep speaking the truth, guys. And do you have a Rumble channel going to sit back and listen? I have not figured out how to simulcast on Rumble yet. I've got to get somebody to teach me how to do it because I've been researching it, and I think I have to have a certain amount of followers. I'm really concentrating on YouTube, trying to get it up. I know it's going to take me a couple of years to do it. But when I start doing a little bit more video production, I'll probably put it over on Rumble Sport. Yeah, for sure. I do have an account over there. I just don't know how to simulcast at the same time over there. But
what was the
middle thing? Yeah. Okay. So what do we got next? Well,
what do we got?
Al's got.
What do we got?
You know what we got? We got the Jock Strap.
We got a
different kind of millionaire. We got a different kind of guy trying to rule the world over here, man.
This is where the magic happens right here.
This is where the magic happens. And of course, I don't know what I said, but Das Wolfen said phrasing. I don't know what the hell I did, man. I don't know. I am a rich target for bad language, apparently, because everybody is always telling me phrasing. But anyway, yeah, we got the Jock Strap. And the first story we got on the Jock Strap tonight, guys, is our dear friend who likes to show up every few months or so, Antonio Brown. I saw this one on my way into the studio tonight. Yeah, apparently Antonio Brown faces arrest warrant for domestic incident. He decided he needed to slap around and evict the mother of his 4 children. So
there you go.
The Tampa police said Thursday they're going to be looking for him to arrest him on a little bit of domestic violence. Let's see. Das Wolf
Not
says,
Antonio Brown, domestic violence. No way. I would never suspected him of that. I didn't think he was capable of that kind of thing.
Right? No way. No way. Say it ain't so.
Antonio Brown.
He said, Das Wolfen says, yeah, I'm at 93 right now, just 7 more, and I can stream on Rumble. Yeah, I think that's what I got to do, is I got to get enough, but I'm just not concentrating on that right now. Yeah, this idiot, man, he's got to be in the news for something every once in a while. If anybody else signs that dude to a contract, they're idiots, man. And speaking of idiots, how about the guy that backed him?
Yeah, well,
there's a rumor out right now. There's a rumor out right now that he's coming home.
Never.
News on Tom Brady returning to the New England Patriots catches fire in the NFL world.
No, that's a bogus freaking story. He would never go back to New England.
I don't think he would either. But
nope.
I had to throw it in there when I saw it. I said, what?
And I don't think Belichick would take him back anyway.
He may not. But nah, he's taken other guys back before. Nah, he'd do it.
It wouldn't make. I'm telling you, Belichick is really hands-on when it comes to the financials. The financials of that team, that's Brady's not there anymore. He wanted a long-term contract, and Belichick wasn't going to go for long-term.
Yep. And my man Matt says, you can't go home again.
Not at all.
Unless you're LeBron.
Well, that's Cleveland, so what are you going to do?
Right, that's Cleveland.
What are you going to do? They're sweating for a winner there, whoever it might be.
Das Wolfen says only as a quarterback coach, he needs to retire. Yeah, well, we've been saying that. We've been saying that for a couple of years now, man. We really have. Okay, our next football story. It just gets better and richer. Unearthed photo from 1957 exposes Jerry Jones among white teens blocking black teens from Arkansas high school. What?
I mean, I'm not a freaking Cowboy fan, but this is cherry picking at its finest. I mean, honestly, he could have been walking by and got snapped into that. Look, he's like 15 people deep into this thing, man.
Right?
He's just trying to see what's going on over there. You know, things happen in school, and there's a couple people gathering, and everybody starts gathering to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But they're going to.
He's looking up. I don't know.
They're going to paint him with that brush. I'm telling you right now. Whatever, man. But that's the sign of the times, right? We're guilty by association.
Is that Jack Nicholson in front right there? He's got the eyebrows. I don't know what's up there.
Guilty by association.
Guilty by association. You know, hey. But you know why he gets that, man? It's because
stupid is, stupid does, sir.
It's something else, that's for sure. Most of those rich people are like that.
Other news besides, well, let's. I know I put that over here. Hang on a second. Oh, this one's out of place. We'll get to that in a second, boys and girls. Sorry about that, man. I forgot.
No, I really hope we're going to talk about the World Cup.
We are going to talk about the World Cup shortly. We also got in football news, Brett Favre asks to be removed from Mississippi welfare scandal, and he's getting torched for it. Asks to be removed?
I mean, the guy is such a goon, man. I mean, you're caught red-handed, bro. I mean, anything he does from here on out, it makes it worse for him. Just makes it worse for him.
I mean, yeah, dude, just leave it alone and let your loyals handle it. You're looking like nuts. I mean, it's just, I don't get it, man. Why
that whole thing is so egregious. I can't wait. I would love to see this guy get hauled off in handcuffs. I really would. I mean, you've got it made, but then you're going to take from the welfare state to put up a freaking volleyball court.
Yeah. Yeah. Das Wolfen says about the Jerry Jones story, it was almost 70 years ago. Just let it go. Yeah, it was a different time. And Small Time Republic says, if his name was Brett Smith or Brett Jones, he'd be in prison already. That's awesome. You go, man. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Yeah. He just needs to. He just does, man. He needs to throw in the towel.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's a dumbass. We got some sad news here. Danny told me about before the show. I pulled up an article about it. Apparently, the Bradshaw bunch won't return due to a second cancer diagnosis for Terry Bradshaw. That's
I mean, this article's dated today's date at 3:30. I guess that's Eastern time. I don't know, but I know, anybody that follows Fox and the pregame shows knows that he's been battling some health issues, and to see this now, I don't know. Second cancer diagnosis, is this like in the last week or so, or is this something he's already spoken to? Either way, it just sucks, So,
well, it says here last month Terry revealed on NFL and Fox he went in for an MRI for what he thought were neck issues. And that's when doctors discovered a tumor and diagnosed him with Merkel cell carcinoma, a rare aggressive form of skin cancer. And Danny's dealt with that. Tell him about the couple of bouts you've had.
I go to a dermatologist, and I got a pretty hefty scar right here from where they took out some cancerous cells. I got a big scar back here on my back of my neck that they took out some cancer cells a couple months ago. So I go regularly, and my message, and I think I said this before, if you're out there and if you're of European descent and fair skinned, you better wear your fucking sunscreen. If you don't, later on in life, you're going to be dealing with these kinds of issues. And Bradshaw is fair skinned guy. And he can get through that without, any further issues, but it's a real deal, and when we're young, we don't think about those things, but people tell us, but we don't listen. You get older, you deal with the consequences, right? And I know I am, and he's dealing with them right now. So, and that's for European descent, it's prevalent, so there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go ahead, since we've covered all the American football stuff, we're going to go ahead and look at the standings currently in the NFL. We're getting to that part where games are starting to matter a lot now.
They are, dude.
And let's take a look at it by division.
I don't know if any, we're going to look at these standings, but I don't know that any team other than the 9-2 Vikings have really pulled away from any of these. All these divisions are up for grabs.
Yeah, they are. They are. Just look at the AFC East. The Patriots, who'd have thunk it? They're at the bottom. And the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills are at the top of the division. And the reason why Danny's doing that, he said, they're coming back. They're coming back to us. Yeah. They
got them.
But them Dolphins are on a big winning streak. The Bills have lost a few. They've lost 2 of the last 3.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And I don't care what the Jets record is. I don't buy this team ever. The only thing I buy on that team is their defense.
The thing is, they started the backup, and that guy had a phenomenal day.
He lit up the Skyway.
But
if I was Wilson, I'd be scared.
They said he didn't do anything beyond what they normally ask the quarterback position to do.
Yeah.
And the coach said he made the easy look very easy. And that's all they asked him to do, man.
Yeah. So maybe Mr. Wilson might be on the hot seat, you think?
He should be. He should be out of there. Man.
Yes, he should.
I mean,
the Cincinnati Bengals have clawed their way back into it after a horrendous start.
They were 0-2 at the beginning, right?
Yes, they were. And they have caught the Bengals, or excuse me, the Ravens.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a fun contest to see down the stretch.
Bengals are going to take this division again. I feel like that, because they're doing this without some key players
Yeah.
on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Chase isn't back yet, is he?
No, I
don't
think
think
he's
he
coming
is.
back this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
This weekend.
Then we got the Titans. They're gonna win this division, I think.
They're kind of pulling away in that one. I mean,
it's a weak division this year. It really is. But the Jaguars, 4 wins. That's pretty much the win total from the last 2 seasons already, isn't it?
You know, I dig the Jaguars, but I am not.
Yeah, you're not hip to their quarterback.
I am not hip to the. I don't even know what.
He can't do it. He can't.
Transgender
he can't get on board
dude,
with that.
chick, whatever
Transgender
is quarterbacking that team. I'm just not down with that dude, man.
And the Chiefs look like they're gonna take theirs again.
Look,
the Chiefs look like the strongest team in the league to me.
They really do.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, did you see them against the Rams? They beat the Rams like 26-7, something like that.
Yeah,
and they were like
never. Yeah,
they were like 2-7 in the red zone. Can you imagine what that score would have been if they scored like 3 more touchdowns? I mean, that could have been real bad.
Then Philly, the best record in football. Philly of all the teams.
Look at the Commandos making a move.
The Commandos are making a move. This used to be, up until a couple of years ago, this was the NFC least. These teams sucked.
Yeah.
Now you don't want to play these guys. It's ridiculous. Outside the division, they're killing people.
Right now, I think the worst team in that division is the Giants. I think they're coming back down to earth because Daniel Brown, or what's his name? Something Brown. Is it Daniel Brown?
It's
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Terrible.
Yes. Yeah, they've started loading the box against Saquon Barkley, and they're daring Daniel Jones to beat him, and he can't do it.
There's not a throw he can make, dude.
Das Wolfen says Bengals have to deal with the Chiefs this weekend. Ooh, that could be the AFC Championship game right there, man.
I like the Bengals. Bengals went into Kansas City and beat them in the AFC title game. They are not scared of the Chiefs at all.
Das Wolfen is a big Chiefs fan. He loves his Chiefs. And he's not one of those bandwagoners, you know what I mean? He's rooted for him his whole life.
Yeah. Chiefs are the cream of the crop, but I'm telling you right now, the Bengals do not have any fear factor of the Chiefs. They went in their house last year and beat them in the AFC title game. So that is going to be a good game.
You can beat on Joe Burrow all day. Unless you knock him out of the game, he will rip your guts out at the end of it. He will do it. Yeah. Yep. He can take a beating. You got to give it to Burrow, man. That guy has got balls that come in a dump truck. It's ridiculous the kind of shit he takes in that pocket, man. Dude, he won a game a couple weeks ago. He got sacked 9 times and won the game.
Sure
did. Ridiculous, man.
But that's not going to last for him. He's only going to be good for maybe 2-3 seasons tops.
Yeah, he's going to go the way of Troy Aikman. This is what's going to happen to him, man. He'll have a shortened career because of it for sure. The Eagles, I think it's just because it's the Eagles. I just don't trust them. But they're at the top of the division. But this is going to be fun to watch down the stretch, man. At any point, one of these teams could catch fire. I'm with you on the Giants, though. I think they're going to end up at the bottom. I think the Commandos are going to pass them.
Down.
And I'm pulling for Taylor Heineke. I dig that guy. He's great.
Yeah, well, he's Brett Favre light. He's good for that.
I know. He likes to throw that
freaking interception, dude. Yep. I mean, he's a killer.
Yep.
Vikings. I think they win one more game and they've got that one wrapped up.
Now, I don't think we've mentioned it on this show yet, but just so you guys know the lore, when we were kids, I was a Cowboys fan, and Danny was a Minnesota Vikings fan.
Huge Vikings fan.
Big Minnesota Vikings fan.
Yeah.
So he has a soft spot for that team.
There's no doubt. I still pull for him.
Yep.
I think it's disgusting that they play freeze-dried football now. I mean, they have one hell of a home field advantage if they be outside like the Packers, but
I think Matt, correct me if I'm wrong. I pointed that out like in the last 2 weeks when we were talking about that team, how they haven't been back to a Super Bowl since they moved indoors.
Yep.
But I think they're going to win it in a walk. The pack looks bad. Okay, and then we got your division is up for fucking grabs. Anybody could catch fire and win this division. Anybody could.
I'm looking at this and I'm saying, so you're telling me there's a chance?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Saints are terrible. Man. They are a real train wreck. They really are. And I'm telling you right now, Dennis Allen will not be the head coach next year.
I don't
He
think
has
he will
shown
either.
that he is great defensive coordinator, terrible head coach.
But as a head coach, he's an ass.
And you got your head all the way up it.
It's terrible. I mean, it's just out and out terrible.
Yeah, Matt is confirming that I did say that last time around. Okay, let's see.
I think the strongest team in that division, since they shit can that head coach, is
Matt says who don't instead of who dat. He says who
the
don't.
Panthers.
And he roots for him.
The Panthers are probably playing the best ball in that division right now.
They've probably got the best running back. That's for sure.
Well, I'm saying, look
Yeah.
at how they performed since they shit canned that head coach.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what happens. I mean, the Raiders lost their coach last year and started winning. It was ridiculous, man. It's like the guys gel together and they're like, man, we got to hold this together, you know? And they're playing for each other, man. They're doing a good job. Atlanta can beat anybody when they put their mind to it. They've beaten some good teams this year. Yeah, it's your division is going to be fun to watch down the stretch. No doubt about it. And then
really to go to the playoffs, it just none of them look like they want to go. So
right. And my division is going to come down to the Seahawks and the Niners. And the Niners should take it, but you know how that rivalry is, man. They hate each other. There's no telling what happens when they play each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the Niners are the team that really scares me in that division because they got McCaffrey. If they can keep him healthy, their defense is so staunch. Yeah. And you get some good games out of freaking Garoppolo.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. And
man, they're going to be tough to beat.
I got to give it to him. As much grief as I've given him for his sometimes inaccurate balls and stuff, he's actually done a good job delivering the ball where it needs to be, not making mistakes here of late. And it shows, man. They're kicking ass right now. They scare me. I tell you what I hate about my Seahawks is we score 30. We're like you guys were before you built the defense back up. We're scoring 35 and losing 40-35. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
we're not even playing defense. Without Jamal Adams on the field, all of a sudden we can't stop anybody. It's pretty bad.
What happened to him?
He's got some kind of injury that knocked him out for the whole year. I don't know if it's a knee, shoulder, or what, but you know how he plays, man. He probably knocked himself silly.
Last time, I saw the Seahawks play, and I said, Jamal Adams is not on the field.
He got knocked out in week 1, brother. Week 1, he was out for the count. Yeah. I think it's a shoulder. I'd have to look it up. But anyway, that's where we're at with that. Wanted to cover this for those of you that are watching it. Me and my brother really aren't. We're not fly-by-night fans, but it is patriotically cool that the U.S. beat Iran 1-0. Now, I heard, I think Dallas was telling me that one of the Iranian reporters was trying like hell to get our guys to say some bad shit, but they stood their ground with him and did a good job and represented well. But we beat Iran, boys and girls. So I don't think we're winning the World Cup, but I'm just glad we beat that team. That's for sure.
I don't know. Maybe somebody can refer. The first game they played, it was a tie 0-0.
Tie with Wales. Yeah. No.
Then the next game was a tie with the Limey Brits. What was it? 1-1.
I think Wales was the 1-1 game, and this is the Iran. Iran was the second game.
No, I know they played 3 times.
Oh, have they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, might be a couple
the big match was them and Great Britain, and I think that went to a 1-1 tie, and then they had to win this game to advance. Yeah. So in the entire 3 matches they played, they scored 2 goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Superhero-like even. That sucks so bad, dude.
Well, that's soccer, dude. Most soccer games are 1-0. That's why I don't watch it. All they do is run up and down the damn field and steal the ball from each other all damn day. It's boring.
It's totally boring, dude.
What else do we have?
Give him
Oh
some
yeah,
nunchucks or something out there.
Sad news. And guys, the Grim Reaper has been working overtime this week. I put one angel in the thumbnail, but my gosh, there's a bunch this week. This out of AP, Gaylord Perry, 2-time Cy Young winner, dies at 84.
God, dog it.
Yeah, man.
Master of the spitball, dude.
That's him, dude. Yep. Master
Remember,
of the spitball.
I think that the rule book says when you're on the mound, you can't go to your mouth when you're on the mound.
Mm-hmm.
So Gaylord was famous for, he's on the mound and he'd be looking in at the signs and going,
yeah,
touching everything, but he wouldn't go to his mouth. And even before, in pregame warmups, he would put shit on the baseball and roll it over to the opposing player's dugout so they could see, he's letting them know.
It's going to be on there.
You're never going to catch me. That was a bad dude right there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, love to see guys like him, but it's a shame he's gone. He had a full life.
Lost a real hero there. Yeah. So.
Yep. Rest in peace, Gaylord Perry.
No doubt.
We've seen him play a few gems, man. For
Spitball.
sure. Yeah. But let's give it to the spitball. For sure. All right. Let's see. We got some comments here before we move on to the next section. What do we got here? Das Wolfen, hence soccer is the most boring sport in the world. Yes, it is. You know what's fucked up? It's the most boring sport in the world, but you have to be in great shape to play it. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Fire the USA offensive coordinator.
I mean, gee whiz.
This is not American football. It's football, Matt. Football. Don't get confused. Okay, so I believe that our producer, Mr. Al Pacino, has questions.
What do we got?
Well, you know what we got. We got the Flix, baby.
Flix, bro.
We got the Flix.
Flix, bro.
We got Luke getting his hand cut off.
You know what I mean?
We got my man Bruce running for his life. We got Rocky getting clocked. And we got that guy. I should have put an article up about him, man. Next June, we got another friggin'
come on
70-year-old
come on
Indiana Jones hitting the screen, right?
What's he hunting for? His faculties? Jesus.
I don't know what he's looking for. But let's see what's going on with the box office. Let's see what's going on with the box office.
You know what's going on with the box office, bro.
Let's see. Wakanda Forever. 45 million this week. Wow. I'm shocked it made that much. It's a 31% drop from last week. And total domestic gross so far is 367 million. Last week, really? Wow. Last week it was number 3. Weird. Okay. Strange World, Disney's new LGBTQ alphabet representative.
Hey, do you have the listing up for everybody to see, or are you just looking at it yourself?
Oh yeah. I'm
sorry.
I
don't see it up on the screen.
I apologize. I'm a dumbass. I didn't put it up. Go. Yeah. Black Panther at number 1. Last week it was number 3. Strange World, which is an LGBTQ alphabet representation child's movie.
Oh, it's a Disney
more proof
movie.
that Disney is a really sick company. We got The Glass Onion, which is a Knives Out mystery. If you saw Knives Out, this is the sequel, Dan.
That's a great movie. Knives Out was a great movie.
It is.
I would like
Ryan Johnson just should never make a Star Wars movie ever again, but he's good at this stuff. Yeah, no doubt. This was out the week of Thanksgiving, and no, it was on Netflix for 1 week, and now it's out in the theaters, is what it is. And then Devotion. Now, Devotion, I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about, Dan. It's the one that takes place in World War II. It's fighter pilots. And and it's got the guy from it's got the guy that was the I can't remember his call sign, but he was the Iceman of the new Top Gun movie. You know, the young kid that was the ball buster that showed up at the end of it, to save everybody. Yeah. He's in it, and I've been hearing good stuff about it. We might need to check that one out. I'm thinking about going to see it, but I think that's one I'd take Chris to see because, Rhonda's just not into war movies. And then you've got The Menu, the one with Ray Fiennes in it. I think it's a murder mystery that has to do with a chef or something like that.
I saw a trailer for that. That looked pretty interesting too.
It looks interesting. But then you got Black Adam with 3 million. I mean, look at these totals. They're dismal.
Yeah, well, when you compare them to Top Gun.
Oh, Top Gun Maverick. Wait.
Those numbers pale in comparison.
When you start talking about Top Gun, you're talking about
It's dangerous. Your obsession with me. Seriously, Lana, call Kenny Loggins because you're in the danger zone. From Top Gun. You're in the
Danger zone!
Don't they know you're in the
Danger zone!
Guess
People
who's coming back to the danger zone, bro? Look at this headline I pulled up for you. I told you when we got to the Flix, you were going to see some stuff you like, man. You're definitely going to see some stuff you like. I hate these ads.
Returns to the theater.
Top Gun Maverick returns to theaters, limited re-release, bro. Is flying back into theaters in time for the holidays. Paramount is re-releasing the blockbuster sequel on the big screen, including select premium large format and IMAX theaters, which I may buy a ticket to see it on, from December 2nd, which is tomorrow, through December 15th. Check it out, man.
Yeah, dude.
So next week, we're going to have some box office receipts for, in Danny's opinion, the Academy Award winner this year for Best Picture.
Clean sweep is all I'm going to say. They're re-releasing it. They're not re-releasing. Pick a piece of shit movie that's been out. They're not. Top Gun Maverick is being re-released back into theaters. Time for the holidays. Booyah! Touchdown. Make miracles happen.
Making miracles
Clean
happen.
sweep, dude.
Clean sweep.
Clean
Let's see.
sweep, dude.
In Indy 5, Harrison Ford is looking for a golf course to crash his plane into.
There you go.
Small Town Republic says Strange World opening with 12 million is rough for them. Yeah, well, that's what they get for doing that stupid crap. And then Matt says, revving up your engine. Listen to her howl and roar.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
That's movie at its finest, dude. Top Gun Maverick.
Danny.
Top Gun Maverick.
Danny, I got more good news for you because I know that you're a fan of this guy. I saw this tweet earlier today, and I pulled up the article for you. The Critical Drinker says, don't you dare give me hope. And the headline, exclusive, Dread 2 with Carl Urban.
Bro.
Back
Carl
in
Urban did it correctly, dude. Telling you.
I mean, just look at the chin, bro.
Look, he started this process before for number 2, and it just died on the vine. I hope he has enough interest with money people to actually get this thing done, dude.
Yeah.
Because his rendition of Dread is spot on, dude.
That movie's great. It's great. Yeah. It's got a good cast. I love the chick that plays the bad guy in it. She's been in a bunch of shit, man. I remember she was the queen in 300. She was Laurinaitis' queen in 300. And yeah, I'm actually thinking about rewatching. She was on the Sarah Connor Chronicles. She played Sarah Connor on TV for a couple of seasons. It had a female Terminator, and it was a sci-fi show that I believe it was on ABC. I'm not sure, but I saw it on my little thing the other day when I was looking. Yeah, Lena Headey. Yeah, I was going to mention her name. I just like talking about what she's in, man, because she's hot. I dig her. She's awesome.
Yeah, that whole movie was kick-ass, dude.
Yeah, it was.
You know?
Yep. Yeah. Looking forward to that, man. I knew you'd get a kick out of that one. When I saw that, I said, I got to grab that for Dan. He's
I hope they
fan.
Get off the ground and really get it to fruition, you know, because I'm a big fan. Yeah, he really does it well. Yeah.
I am the law. Yes. Now, this story right here, you may not know who this is, Dan, but when I show you his picture, you'll recognize him. Mistrial declared in Danny Masterson rape case after jury is deadlocked. This guy has been...
He's an actor, right?
Yes, he is. He was on that 70s show. He played Hyde on that 70s show, the guy with the fro, man.
Yeah.
His buddy that was the stoner, right? That always had the weed, right?
Yeah.
This guy has been in trouble because of his pecker for a while now. And unbelievable that he's getting off on this. It's ridiculous. But we
It's
had
a
that.
hung jury.
happen.
Can he be retried because it was a hung jury or no?
It's a mistrial. Let's see.
I think
A
he can be
retrial
retried.
is
Yeah.
scheduled for March 27th. So yeah, they're going to go at him again. The jury is deadlocked. That's why it was a mistrial.
Oh, and it's happening. The court is in Los Angeles. Is this where?
This is yeah.
Yep.
It's in
Oh,
Los
yeah.
Angeles. Yep.
He's going to get off then.
Yeah.
Bunch
It's
of
LA.
whack dudes out there, man.
Yep. And like I said earlier, the Grim Reaper's been busy this time around this week.
Yeah.
Somebody that I didn't even know this about him because I didn't watch the show. Clarence Gilliard Jr., Walker Texas Ranger star. He apparently was Chuck Norris's partner on that show.
Yes.
And
I didn't watch the show either, but yeah, that was his
yeah.
part.
And Top Gun and Die Hard star dies at 66. God, he was young, man.
Yeah.
The
quarterback.
Yeah, I remember him from
toast.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, the
quarterback is toast.
toast. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it was really good.
I'm
Really
trying
good.
to remember the quote now. It's my favorite line in the damn movie, man.
Which one? The assholes in the 2x2 formation.
Right. Yeah. Was the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring except the four assholes coming into the rear and standard 2x2 formation. Love it, man. Love it. I love that
The
guy.
police have themselves an RV.
The police have. He was calling play-by-play. He was a great
man.
color commentator in that battle.
Get over there.
Right? Get over there. Yeah, he's awesome, man. Love it. But anyway, he passed away this week. So we'll have to pour a little out for him.
Yes, no doubt. I finished mine, but Godspeed. Yep.
Yep, for sure. Godspeed. And in the music world, apparently we lost Alan Jackson this week. He was 64. Singer, songwriter Alan Jackson. Yes.
Oh,
he
dude,
passed
I
away
did
this
not know that.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh shit, man! You know what? That's back when I was still listening to country music.
Mm-hmm.
64?
Mm-hmm. That's what it says.
Oh, dude.
Yep. Okay, so
I didn't know that, man.
Alan Jackson isn't dead. Fake news. Okay. Thank you very much, Das Wolfen.
Bro.
I got hey.
Oh,
Sometimes you get caught. Sometimes you get caught. Fake
so
news.
Oh.
He says fake news. Alan Jackson is not dead. Alan Jackson is not dead. Fake news. So there you go.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, man, you've got no room to talk, man. I told you about your sources sometimes, man. I look at some of the stuff you send me. I'm like, what?
Bro, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about fake news in general.
Right,
It's
fake
all
news.
over
That
the place.
happens, dude. It happens.
You know, it's all over.
Yeah, I should have.
You and I do not have the time to go through all these freaking websites and all these sites and check credibility, blah, blah, blah. That's a problem. Actually, that is a problem.
That is a problem.
Especially if, in serious topics, if we're trying to figure out whose stance is on what and what topic, and you go and research, half the shit you look at is not credible, and it's fake.
But we do have sources that we do trust. Now, you and I do have sources we do trust, but that was a new one. Okay, let's see. Where are we at now? That is it for the Flix for this week. So, yeah, that Gilliard guy dying though, man, that sucks. I really dug him because I'm watching Die Hard. It's Christmas, man, because it is not Christmas until my man Alan Rickman
falls from the Nakatomi Tower.
Falls from the Nakatomi Tower. No doubt about it.
Gruber falls from the Nakatomi Tower. Hey, that's how it is in this house.
Fall.
We watch that movie every Christmas Eve.
He must fall.
Okay.
All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Das Wolfen says that website publishes nothing but fake celebrity deaths. Its name is F News 2, Fake News 2. Okay, good. I'm glad
Good to know.
to learn that. Good
Good
to
to
know.
know.
I
Good
will,
to know.
I will make sure that I forget completely about that right there.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Yes. Oh man. Okay, so our producer has
What do we
questions.
got? What do we got?
You know what we got? We got the earthquakes, man. We got this chick
That's
tries to
poor,
get her damn
Maybe
makeup
I'll try
on,
to
but
get
she
that
can't
makeup
because
on.
she's in the middle of a friggin' 9.5 on the Richter scale. It's ridiculous, man.
She's living in Los Angeles. She knows she's living on a fault line. Still trying to put that makeup
Still
on.
trying to put that makeup on. It's ridiculous, dude.
Are you crazy?
She's out of her mind, dude. I don't know what's going on with that.
Every week I see it.
First
It's
one we
obvious.
got is the Walmart gunman railed at coworkers in Death Note before Virginia store shooting. Now, this
Yeah.
has to do with that store shooting in Virginia. He
Yeah.
apparently wrote a note. Let's see. Let me see if they don't have any of the note on here though. A Walmart supervisor who killed 6 coworkers at a store in Virginia on Tuesday bought a handgun the day of the shooting and left a rambling note on his cell phone in which he railed against other employees who he felt had mocked and betrayed him. Information on the firearm purchase and note was released by the city of Chesapeake on Friday in an update on its investigation into the shooting, in which 31-year-old, and I'm not going to say the ass's name because that's what he's looking for. So, yeah, apparently he felt
opens up on
mocked
his
and
own
betrayed.
He goes in, he starts the pre-shift meeting, and opens up on them.
It's just nuts, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay.
Dressed as a Superman, and I mean, you know, it's just you never know when people snap what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
It's a shame, you know, people just going in to go to work and hey, treat people like you want to be treated, you know, because you never know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You never know who you're
That's a
dealing with.
fact. You gotta, don't go out of your way to be an ass to somebody.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sarah Palin just lost a 50-year GOP seat to Alaska's first Native representative.
Yeah.
Mary Peltola, congressional record, 2 knockouts, no losses.
Yep. End of the Palin era.
End of the Palin era.
Yeah.
Wow. Who'd have thunk it?
And they have you know, Native representation there in Alaska, which
They've got a huge Native population up there. So,
yeah,
hey, yeah, for sure.
how it's taken so long for them to get representation, that's, you know, a question, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
But there you go. End of the Palin
here's your
era.
favorite guys. Here's your favorite guys, bro. Yes. And check this out. Check out this headline. Former Twitter safety chief Yoel Roth now admits censoring Hunter Biden's laptop story was a mistake.
Wow. Now they admit it was a mistake. You know, they're trying to jump that ship now, right? So
yeah, we have found out so much with Elon taking over Twitter and what was being held back and all this stuff. It is just amazing. I mean, now, once again, let me qualify this, guys. I do not think that Elon is the champion of free speech that he promotes himself to be. I think he's just an opportunist that sees a way to make a buck in Twitter.
Exactly. Don't get that twisted. The guy is a capitalist and he's looking to score. But hey, you know, if he opens up some eyes to some things that were going on along the way, so be it.
Exactly. That is the best thing to happen in the fallout of it. And the other thing I'm loving will be my final word today. And I've got a juicy example of it. Let's see. What do we got here? Small Time Republic says Elon turned on the lights and the roaches scattered. Yeah, pretty much. That's it, man. That's what's going on. It's crazy. Now this is a scary story right here that I found this week on another one like Smart News. It's called Newsbreak. This one's from the Los Angeles Times. San Francisco supervisors vote to allow police to deploy robots that kill. Hey, don't you feel good about that?
I need to know more about that. I know here it's happened here in Dallas when they had that active shooter that killed a lot of police officers.
Right, they used a robot to take him out.
They did.
I do remember that.
Did.
Yeah,
I've
and
got
that's
no
probably
problem
what
with
they're
that.
speaking to.
But that you see the sensational headline though, right?
Yep.
It's all about trying to run down.
Los Angeles is going to do that. That's Los Angeles for you. The vote was 8-3, with the majority agreeing to grant police the option despite strong objections from civil liberties and police oversight groups. Let's see. Opponents said the authority would lead to further militarization of the police force, already too aggressive with poor and minority communities. So, yeah, need to keep an eye on this one. See what they're shooting for with that. Next one we got: China warns it will crack down on hostile forces as protests simmer. China's top security officials said that the government must resolutely crack down on hostile forces as police came out in large numbers to smother protests that broke out across the country over President Xi Jinping's draconian COVID-19 policies, because they still got a zero tolerance policy with it. So
anybody that lives outside of China would be, what? That's really happening? You live in China. This is their response.
That's their existence. Yeah,
I mean, you can't protest the government. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't.
You want to talk about how bad the United States is. At least you can still protest. You try to protest over there, you're taking your freaking life in your own hands. They don't have time for that. They will crack down. They'll crack heads. You'll disappear. And nobody will ever see you again, ever.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is a total authoritarian government over there, man. And some of
it's all about the state, man.
Yeah, it is all about the state. It's ridiculous, man. And a lot of the things they've implemented there, they're trying to implement here.
Well, see, and this is my problem with this whole January 6th. The way they're taking these protesters to task. I mean, I didn't see any of that go on in these other major cities, Portland, Seattle. Name a city where, some of these protesters.
Where they were burning buildings down?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there was death and looting and rape and all that shit was going on. I don't see anybody going up with congressional meetings and rah, spending my fucking taxpayer money to prosecute these people.
When they were let into the building. They were let into the building.
I didn't see that in any of the other ones. I don't care how they got in the building. It don't matter.
Yeah.
But I don't see the same effort.
Yeah. I know. It's stupid, man.
The other ones were peaceful protests as the fucking city's burning behind them. But these guys are domestic terrorists.
You mean
Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just weird.
The way the cherry picking and the hypocrisy, and I mean, anybody that can't see beyond that, and that's either side of the aisle you're on. I don't give a fuck which side of the aisle you're on. If you're staunch dug in on either side, you're making a grave mistake.
Yes, you are.
Fucked over.
And that's what we got to get away from. And if you guys don't take any message from what the brothers hacking the Matrix has to tell you, remember, your government is trying to divide you, to conquer you, to control you. So stick together and don't let them do that. Okay. The next one we got, let's see. We got a comment here. Let's see. Who is it? It is Small Time Republic. He says Pelosi was in charge of security at the Capitol on January 6th. Yeah. Well, guess what? She's not in charge of shit anymore.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. The next one. This is a blow against Trump on the eve of his presidential run, boys and girls. Appeals court says FBI can use all documents seized in Mar-a-Lago search and ends special master review. The ruling means the criminal investigation into whether Mr. Trump unlawfully possessed national defense information can proceed without further hindrance. Interesting. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Well, let's get to the getting. Let the truth come out and see what the hell's going on.
yeah. I mean, see,
If it's in his favor, it's going to come out and he'll look good. He'll look even stronger.
For sure. And the guy, I mean, it sure seems like the more they try and get this guy, the more they look like dogs chasing their tails, dude. It's crazy. Okay. This one, now you're not into this sphere as much as I am, Dan, but this was a big earthquake this week in the YouTube sphere. Kanye West abruptly leaves Tim Pool podcast while discussing anti-Semitism charges. Ye, formerly known as Kanye, brought the White House nationalist, the white nationalist, to his Mar-a-Lago meeting with Trump. Yeah, that's what they call him now, is Ye. Ye, the artist formerly known as Kanye West, went viral on Monday after he stormed out of an interview when being confronted about his anti-Semitism. Let me see if they have a link to the actual video. I don't think they do, but I can tell you this. What it was is they were discussing how he was in trouble for saying anti-Semitic things, and Tim Pool and another guy that was there, I can't remember the dude's name, but he's an idiot too. We're saying they, as in the Jewish folks, and he wouldn't call him out on it. Tim Pool wouldn't, and Kanye got up and left right in the middle of the show. So it was, and to
yay,
yay for yay, right? I mean, he basically just the guy needs to shut up because he's just making himself sound. You pile of fucking nuts. I mean, he's just making himself.
Look, as long as he keeps ranting, people in the media are going to keep putting cameras in front of him because he sells. People love a good train wreck.
If I was Tim Pool, I'd have told him this.
Let me help you back.
Now people are going to link to that video. They're going to link to his show, and maybe he gets more subscribers because of it.
Yeah. Well, Tim Pool, he was in over his head, man. He's never had anybody that big on his show. He's got a huge YouTube channel, a huge YouTube following. It's not as big as Joe Rogan, but he's got a big one, but he was in over his head. You could tell. And this is the last one under earthquakes tonight. I thought this was interesting because me and Danny used to play these games when we were younger. It says that therapists are prescribing Dungeons and Dragons now.
Hell yeah,
roll that 20-sided die with pride. Therapists insist role-playing games are a legit mental health booster.
Look, it's no different than going to the movies or any other escapism. Getting away from reality for a little bit.
It's imagination, man.
Letting your mind unwind for a little bit, take you to a different place, because your problems are always going to be there.
Yeah.
So if you obsess over them, that's when it can overcome you. But, give yourself an opportunity to put that stuff behind. And I remember these games, and it was really cool to play because you did get to use your imagination, get into a world that otherwise you wouldn't be involved in, and you forget about things for a while,
They actually have an entire show.
Movies, so they're shoving down social agendas down your throat. I can't even escape what's going on around me, So.
Well, the game industry has really exploded in the vacuum of, all these woke type movies and stuff. Well, the game industry is starting to boom because of it, Let's see. Das Wolfen says, we have been saying that RPGs are healthy for decades. About time they figured out what we already knew. Yeah, hell yeah, man. And Das Wolfen there, he plays World of Warcraft, which is basically a computerized version of Dungeons and Dragons. It's what it is,
right.
And that's what DCUO is, that I play. It's a lot of fun, and it's an escape from the drudgery of your life. You got to unplug. You got to unplug occasionally, man.
The only problem I have with something like that is if, like for a child developing, kids need to get out and get some fresh air and get some exercise and not be in front of these games 24 hours a day.
Absolutely.
But using that as an escape from reality, and sparingly and whatever, as a stress relief, definitely, man, I'm all for that,
Yep, for sure. All right, boys and girls. Our producer, as usual, has questions.
What do we got? What do we got?
Well, you know what we got. We got the most devastating couple of seconds on YouTube. Buckle your chin strap, boys and girls, because it's time to turn out the lights.
I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there. I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there.
Ooh.
We're gonna have to. You're gonna have to put a poll up someday.
Which one of those is most vicious?
Which one is the worst hit?
Which blow is most vicious in that thing? Because they're all vicious, dude.
They're all vicious.
That
dude.
uppercut by my man Mike Tyson is mean. And then you got Steve Largent with the trifecta.
He leveled that dude.
The force fumble and the recovery. And then you got
the best 1-2 punch I've ever seen in my life.
Lennox Lewis with the best 1-2 combination we've ever seen. I mean, he snapped both of those off right through that guy's head.
Perfect. And paralyzed dude.
And then you've got Bobby McRae.
Ending
the career.
Kurt Warner where the exit door is, dude.
Showing him where the couch is.
Let me help you back.
Let me help you back.
Let him have it.
Bobby McRae sent him to the sideline for good, man. Damn. We'll put a poll up before the show next week. We'll find out what people think.
Would be cool to see
I'll
what people
do it.
think.
I might put that poll. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set the thing up because I know you want to play with your new toys. He got himself a new studio with a new toy to do his music on.
Yeah.
And it's going to actually, I can't wait for you to get on it because when you do, you're an admin on here. You'll be able to play with these videos. Yes. You'll be able to do that shit. But I will set up the room. I've got to meet with a guy about a wrestling show tonight. But after that, I'll set up the room real quick. I'll send you the link and I will set up a poll on my community on YouTube and on Twitter and on a couple other places. And we'll put it up all week and see what these people think.
Yeah, man.
And, of which one's more vicious. I personally think that the Lennox Lewis 2-punch snap off of Asim Rahman's head is the worst one.
He paralyzed. I mean, flat out.
Man, that guy, he didn't know what to do. Okay, so my last word tonight, boys and girls, has to do with my favorite subject these days, and that would be celebrities leaving YouTube, or not leaving YouTube, celebrities leaving Twitter because Elon Musk bought the place. Now, guys, this one, she's actually sticking around. Alyssa Milano, okay? Check out this tweet. Tell me that this girl is just silly or what? I gave back my Tesla. I bought a VW EV. I love it. I'm not sure how advertisers can buy space on Twitter, rented lips, publicly traded companies, products being pushed in alignment with hate and white supremacy doesn't seem to be a winning business model. She cites white supremacy when she's turned in her Tesla for a VW. Danny, can you tell me who started that motor company?
I believe that was the Germans.
I believe it was the Nazi party. The Yazis.
The goose-stepping morons.
The goose-stepping morons. What the hell is she doing? And then we got this one this week. This is the freedom of speech you want, Elon Musk. How about copyright? Notice how she spells copyright.
My vagina smells like cat piss. What is that?
They have been redoing this
What is
picture
going
over and
on?
over.
What am I looking at?
Infringement is that fine by you too. It's she's showing one of the this is a picture that a lot of people have put different things on. If you look at the responses in the thread, there's a bunch of different stuff in there, man. Hang on a second. Let me see. I'm sure
It's hard to really look at anything else from that big
I
size.
know it is. But anyway, she has lost her damn mind on Twitter, dude. It is crazy how silly she's gotten. She is losing her shit because Mr. Elon has bought her platform for telling people how they need to live, and now they're not taking it anymore.
Actors and actresses, man. I mean, when they're left to their own and they don't have their handlers around them, you really find out pretty quickly how just crazy, batshit crazy they are. And their reality is so it's skewed, which is understandable when you don't play yourself for like 60% of your life. You're playing somebody else.
Right.
Bizarre.
It is bizarre. And,
Okay.
part of the death of the movie star is giving them access to a global platform like Twitter, because we find out exactly how many brain cells they have to rub together. It's pretty bad.
Which is zero. I mean, it really.
Yep.
Zero.
Matt says, Alyssa Milano used to be cool. Something broke inside her head along the way. Yeah, she used to be really cool.
Well,
I don't know
apparently
what
her vagina smells like cat piss, so that might be the problem. I mean, that's
I'm telling you, if you look that up on Twitter, there's all kinds of it. That's just one of them. That one pissed her off, so she put it on there. But
it pissed her off, so she put it out there for the world to see.
yeah, right. This is what you're talking about. This is your free speech, right? Okay, boys and girls. Now that I'm done laughing at the superior intellect of the left-wing Hollywood celebrity, it is now time. It is now time, boys and girls.
Some more superior intellect.
It is time for the Simple Jack Award. The Simple Jack Award, given by my brother on a weekly basis to that individual that, he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to get things done, but he just can't quite come up with the formula. And this week, it goes to this headline. Deshaun Kaiser claims Aaron Rodgers broke ice with him by asking if he believed in 9/11.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, can you put that picture up there? I love the picture. This is why he got the Simple Jack, because this picture is spot on for Aaron Rodgers. Anybody knows this scientist, man, knows who this guy is.
Deshaun Kaiser once had the opportunity to learn from Aaron Rodgers when he had a short stint with the Green Bay Packers. And apparently, Rodgers decided to ask him if he believed in 9/11.
I mean, he does all kinds of shit. I mean, it's just his stance. I mean, and the things he's done this year as far as, pointing fingers at everybody else but himself. I mean, he doesn't show very good leadership. And yeah, the guy is just a bumbling crazy, and the closer he gets to the end of his career, the more we're seeing his personality. And the guy is just a whack job. And yeah, he's just, stupid is, stupid does. And he's way
stupid is, stupid does, sir.
You know what I mean? And yeah, and that's all I have to say about that. He is a well-deserving winner of the Simple Jack Award. That's all I have to say about that.
That's all you have to say about that? Well,
never go full retard.
And he went full retard, boys and girls. Yes, he did. Let me remind you.
Never go full retard.
You should never go full retard. And my man Aaron Rodgers went full retard.
Full retard, dude.
All right, boys and girls. That wraps the 26th episode.
26, man.
Golly. The Brothers Hack the Matrix. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Hey, it was good to be back on the show tonight. Really nice to be back. Thank you for everybody.
I am so glad
in.
you are.
Hope you had a good time, So.
I am so glad you are. I'm so glad you didn't. Well, last week it was understandable. It was Thanksgiving. I didn't want to stream on Thanksgiving either. The week before, he had some technical difficulties with some high-end machinery at his house, so he had to repair some things. But we are back on a weekly basis. Hopefully, we don't have any more holidays on Thursdays, but if we do, we'll just skip a week.
Let's just say this real quick. December 15th through the 29th, Kim and I are going to be out on our cruise, so we'll not be around.
That week we won't be around. 15th, let me think. It's the 1st, 8th, 15th through when?
29th.
29th. So we'll miss 2 shows then. The 15th is a Thursday, and the week after that would be the 22nd. And the 29th. Dude, we're going to miss 3 shows in a row. You have perfectly timed it to where next week's episode will be the last one of the year. How you like that shit?
Yeah.
Way to go, bro. Way to knock out the show for the year.
I tell you right now, it's a well-timed trip. We need this time.
You do. Yeah. My bro's been going through it this year.
Yeah,
Not
Kim and I
him
have been
per se, but a lot around his sphere has been getting screwed up. So, but you take that vacation, my brother.
Absolutely.
I will take it with you on Thursdays because I got my Wednesday show. I got my Saturday afternoon comic book show. I got my Sunday, and I'm fixing to do the wrestling show. So
you are a busy man.
I got plenty to do, and I got commissions to do too. So
there you go, bro.
Let's see what we got in the comments here. Das Wolfen. I still think Kanye going full Nazi loving retard on Alex Jones should be Simple Jack winner. Did he? I didn't see that, man. Of course, they hide everything Alex does. So I'm gonna have to start watching InfoWars or something. I got to stay in tune with Alex, man. Unbelievable. Okay. Well, Kanye, man, he could win it every week if he wanted.
He could win it every week. Hunter Biden could win it.
Him, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and LeBron. They're never out of the running for the Simple Jack Award ever.
And Tom Brady's making a strong bid too. So.
Yeah, the longer he sticks around, good Lord, man. Okay, so that you're watching The Brothers Hack the Matrix. We do this every Thursday night at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. We'll be back next week, and then we will be on hiatus until the end of the year. Because my brother needs a damn vacation, and he has earned it, and he will get it. So you guys make sure you tune in next week, and we'll have to do some special stuff for him, Dan. We'll have to plan this week. Yes. And then, of course, the next time you'll see me is Saturday afternoon. It's the cover edition this time, Dan. I have plotted all 20 pages of the first issue. I'm going to start the artwork on the cover for issue 1 of The Privateer this Saturday at 1:30 Central, 2:30 Eastern in the afternoon. And then, of course, if you're tired of watching the Communist News Network, ESPN for your football news, come watch what real football fans have to say about it. My man, Small Time Republic.
Great show, by the way. That is a great show.
I appreciate it, Dan. We enjoy it. Matt from Small Time Republic, guy that's been chatting it up with us tonight, will be there. He's decided to join us through the end of the year to help knock with the scouting report because there's a lot of college football news, guys. We got to get it in there. And also, we'll show you the week that was and the week that will be in the NFL. And then, of course, I have decided to change the schedule for Papa Joe Gamer up way too late. It's now going to be called Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. I have to change this. It's going to be Mondays, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to go from 8 to 11 because, guys, I am now on a day schedule, and I'm 57 years old, and I can't stay up all night anymore. I'm a night owl, but I can't stay up till 1, 2, 3 in the morning anymore. It's just killing me. So we're going to start doing it Monday nights, Papa Joe Gamer After Dark on Twitch, where I did it this week, and I started a playthrough of The Force Unleashed for you Star Wars fans. And if you don't know the lore behind that, you need to watch. You'll enjoy it, man. It's pretty cool. 3 hours of gameplay. I switch games every hour and have a few cocktails and fails along the way. So tune in for that on Twitch. And then, of course, I'll be back Wednesday with my friends, whoever's available to come chat with me and the chat. You guys, I come in there with a couple of subjects and we go wherever it takes you. If you haven't watched our Andor review, we did that last night. We had a full panel. It was Das Wolfen, Small Time Republic. Let's see, who else was in there? Martin Acosta Santana and Knock was in there. All big time Star Wars fans, bigger fans than I am. They know more about it than I do. And it was a great show. You guys need to check that out. We covered the whole season. And if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it, man. It's a good show. We do Stay of the Atmosphere, just chatting it up, me and my friends and the chat, every Wednesday at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. So for my brother Hylunder and his triumphant return, and myself, let's see. Das Wolfen says, great show, guys. Have a good night. You too, John.
Same
it was
brother.
good to see you, buddy.
Yes.
And
Thank you, everybody,
for the
tuning in.
Brothers
Really
Rivers, we are here to tell you thank you for watching. And until we see you again, keep on keeping on. God bless, guys. You take care. Let's see if I can find it. I've lost my stuff.
Yeah.
I did it!